Hello.
Oh, hey. I wasn't used to all that starting because we usually do things different.
Yeah, we do.
This, this is exciting because this is our 5th year anniversary. So
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Um, I don't know how I feel about it?
it's so funny because I think it's crazy that we have done this 5 years.
It's too long, some might say.
Um, the 6th of this month, 2020, is when Spencer and I said, "Hey, let's do this. Let's get this ball rolling." I used the worst computer ever to try and record a audio podcast. Um,
What was my
yeah,
first go-to was like I realized we're recording, so I don't care if I'm saying stuff. Or we're not recording. We're on a live stream that's fully recorded. My first go-to, you're like, yeah, this is when Spencer and I just started. I almost said rest in peace. And I was like, because like he hasn't been here for a long time, but like it was just a go, like a gut, like that's the first thing. I was like, yeah, oh, he's Spencer. I haven't seen him in a long time. He hasn't been on this content in a long time. Rest in peace. But it's like, no,
yeah,
he's not. He's still
yeah.
kicking.
He's still kicking. He just he had so much stuff going on, and so and I get it. I mean, when we started doing this, we were gosh, you got to think about it. We were recording for like 3 or 4 hours a
Mm-hmm.
night, and it was crazy. That's the only time I've ever seen you drink coffee, by the way.
I do it sometimes. I'm mostly frappuccinos. I'm
You were you were definitely drinking coffee. Um, so yeah, hello everyone that is here. So tonight's gonna be kind of cool. Um, as my dog hits my desk. So what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna do a lot. Cooper, stop. We're gonna do a live podcast, and after that live podcast, we're gonna take like a couple minutes break, and then we're gonna have a special guest on, and that should be interesting. By the way, I when you brought the idea to me, I was like, "That's super cool," but I don't know enough
no
to
one knows
be.
the idea yet. No one knows what it is. So
I mean, do you wanna wait and then just bring her on and just be like, "This is what we're doing"?
I mean, she already knows, but like I'm just saying, like the audience, like no one. I haven't said what this is about, so maybe we'll keep a little bit of secret.
We can keep a
Um,
secret.
yeah, yeah, secret,
It is
secret.
a topic I am not well versed in, and so therefore, I'm gonna be on the outside recording.
Yeah,
Um, you know,
first
uh,
time for being at one of these things where you're not on it. Like normally I kind of just do them on my own and then you take the audio from that, but like you're here.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely good because I definitely don't wanna be the guy that's on there and just sitting there going, "Uh-huh, yep, yep. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds great."
Yeah.
Um, I don't wanna be that guy. Um, so it's
Yeah.
kind of exciting,
Uh-huh.
that we're doing this. Um, we got a little bit of snow where we live, so it's a little
But
snowy.
a lot of it. I don't know. I don't know how much it is. It'll just look bad.
I mean, people drive like it's like a snowstorm, but it's
Mr.
not.
Amazon came over today and still arrived when there's a bunch of snow on my drive. So,
They, um, I don't think there's ever a time where they don't deliver. So
when they lose my package, that's what happens. Cuz I'm not going to go into specifics of what the package was, but like they lost a package. I ordered it like let's say the 29th of December, and then it was like, oh, it's gonna show up on the 3rd. Don't even trip. And I was like, all right, that's cool. On Friday, it's be fine. And then it keeps going, and I don't get any updates, and it says like, oh, sorry, it's delayed, it's late. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then a couple days ago, it was like, hey, this might be lost. Oh, oh all right.
we
Yeah.
we may have. Yeah, I remember back in the day where they would lose a package. It was rare, but then they would send you a new one and then just reimburse you. if it wasn't anything crazy.
So for this one, they told me, "Hey, if you get a new one, like they gave me a refund, I guess, or the refund is kicking in later." But they for this specific package, they said, "Hey, if you do end up getting this, you need to return it because this is one of the few things where we'll get you if you keep an
Well,
extra
yeah.
one of these." Because normally, like for Amazon returns, I've noticed it's just like, oh, you got this extra thing? Oh, don't worry about it. You can keep it. It's fine. Just have an extra one. But for this one, it's just no. You can't have two of these. It's like, but
Right.
I kind of want
I
an
re
extra one.
I remember what was it? I lost a game. They said they sent it. This is years ago. They had sent me a game. It got lost.
Hmm.
Didn't get it. And so what they did was they reimbursed me. And so they reimbursed me. I ordered it again. And then the second one got lost. And so I was so mad. And so they sent a third one. They reimbursed me again. They didn't charge me. And then they sent it. And then that same day, I got like two others. And so I called. I go, hey, I have three copies of the same game. Do you want me to send them back? And they're like, no, you're good. So I initially got the game for free anyway.
Yeah.
And I had two more copies. And it wasn't a game that everyone wanted. I think it was
Mhm.
like Star Wars
Are
Battlefront
you sure
2.
it wasn't Balan Wonderworld or something like that?
No, I that's what I bought from GameStop.
Okay.
They gave me
Speaking
an
of which,
offer.
I've been hearing about sales about them. Are those sales just for stores that are closing? Like the
The no,
70 to 90% off clearance?
I don't know. I saw a street. I saw a guy that was in there, and but everything he's showing are like toys and T-shirts. It's not like
Fun stuff.
games. Yeah, like I don't know. My son goes in there all the time, and he said a bunch of their they had a bunch of stuff on clearance. Not online. It literally is only. It's literally only for things like there.
When was the last time I went
So
to a GameStop?
I don't
Astrobot?
know.
Astrobot. Yeah.
I didn't. I bought mine at Best Buy and had them deliver.
I was gonna buy mine at Target and they didn't have any. Cause like I ordered it and clicked on it like the morning of where I was like, hey, I'm gonna pick this up after work. And then it said, oh, um, we don't have any, or we couldn't find it. It's like, that means you didn't have any or you just didn't care. So I went to GameStop, I think later that evening or something, and picked it up.
I needed a new phone charger for the side of my bed. Um, I've got a lamp that's got like one USB port and that's it. And it was difficult because I have that on my tablet and I try to charge everything.
Hmm.
So I found one at Best Buy that got really good reviews, and I'm like, why don't I just buy Astrobot? Deliver the same day, free shipping.
Yeah, I
So
am Astrobot.
yeah,
Did you play that game? You play Astrobot? I forget.
yeah, yeah.
Did you beat it?
I am almost all the way through it. I was gonna try to 100% it, but those side missions, the ones with the
I love
different
them.
symbols, oh my
The
gosh, I
ones
just
with
can't.
like Teddy and Aegis and like because I a lot of the Persona people were in those side missions.
Yeah, and I just couldn't do it. And I know you're like, "Hey, just keep going, you'll find it." I would get to where I could see that the end, right?
Yeah.
And then something would kill me, and I'm like, "Nope, I can't," because this is reminding me of Nintendo days of me throwing my controller, and these controllers are too expensive for me to throw. I mean, I've got a white one and a red one, and the red one was like, I think like $80 when it came out.
I noticed
So
that. Are just dual senses more expensive now? Like even just base dual senses? Because like I feel like they were 65 when the PlayStation came out, but now I feel like they're all 70 or 75.
the newer colors are more
I
expensive.
saw the white ones I thought were also the same price too
Yeah, I don't
now for
know.
some reason.
Well, I know they have a Helldivers one that comes out pretty soon. That one's more expensive. I think that was like 84.
How much do you think that I almost said control, not control. What's the game Concord? How much do you think that controller's going for?
I don't know, but people were buying it up before they took it off shelves for like super cheap. Like I saw a lot of videos of people buying it for like, $5 or whatever in a bin and then turning around and selling it on eBay for like 100, $200.
It's crazy.
That controller was up for quite a while before they took it off.
Yeah, because it was
Um,
on the PlayStation Direct as well, I think, like their
yeah.
website.
Well, I mean, it was on that Secret Levels. I haven't watched that episode yet, but
I
I
haven't
find it
watched
kind
any
of
of
funny
that.
that yeah, we'll talk about that once we get into the podcast because there's yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you know that was like just a tragedy just in the waiting. I liked the trailer, but I'm like, this feels like it's not going to do well. It
Yeah.
looked cool, and I'm like, man, I just don't. This isn't for me. I feel like everyone tries to do what uh, other games have done that are very successful, like Fortnite.
Mhm.
Um, Everyone tries to do that type of thing, and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Fortnite is just that king in that. You just can't. No one's been able to. I mean, the only person was Overwatch, and then they came out with Overwatch 2 and ruined it,
We
and
got
people were
Marvel
upset.
Rivals now, don't worry. People are loving that. That's the new Overwatch.
Yeah, and I it's doing really well. I just saw the trailer that they're introducing the Fantastic Four. No
Yeah.
shock to anybody.
Are you, gonna play it?
I played a little bit of it. I don't play it as much as my son does. He plays all the time.
Mm,
Um, it's hard because I haven't really gotten into it, so I don't really know like what I'm doing. Um, but it's on. I have it on my PC, and I've been playing a little bit on PC. So we'll have to wait and see. I
what do we have
mean,
to do to get your son, I'm assuming it's your oldest too, right? Your oldest is playing it?
mhm.
Yeah. What do we have to do to, like, get him to play good games? Like, what do we have to do to, like, "Listen, son of Ben, go play Final Fantasy 6," you know?
um, well, he doesn't like anything that's turn based. He did like the Final Fantasy with Noctis, and then when he was here earlier yesterday, he came to get. He's going to his mom's house. He was getting his PS5. He did grab 16. So
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, likes Kingdom Hearts, likes that action combat. It's fair.
yeah. So I mean, he likes that style, and um, every now and then he'll just start playing something. Like his big one he goes back to. So he goes from Rivals to Fortnite, Call of Duty, and then every now and then he will be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play Smash Brothers with my friends." Like Smash Brothers is like his go-to,
Hmm.
and Zelda.
Do you think you could get him to play Final Fantasy 10?
Maybe.
Just because it's more modern, in quotes?
Maybe. I want to get it. I own it on multiple consoles, but I kind of want it for Switch because I want my wife to try it because it's more time for you to think during battles, and it's not so rush all over the place. You
I think
know,
she's gonna play
she
10
doesn't
too, though.
probably.
Okay.
I I don't know. I feel like once you learn the combat system, it is fun. I just never could get that combat system down.
All right, stream promise. If you get your son to play and no, if you get your son to play, how many hours does it take to beat Final Fantasy 10?
30, 40 ish. If you don't go for the if you don't go for legendary weapons, I'm guessing. No one hold me accountable here. I want to say like I think I beat it in like 40 something hours, maybe
Okay.
50.
If your son plays and beats it, I will do the same this year.
You'll stream 10 too?
Oh no, 10. Also no, I'm not. I don't know about streaming, but like, I'll actually like actually play it. You know, sit down and play it, and
I've seen the guest we have on tonight. I've seen her play it and I see her frustrations. Um that is going to be your frustrations like mid game.
I think my frustration is gonna be John DiMaggio being Waka with his really bad accent.
His Jamaican accent.
Yeah,
I think it'd have been better if he would have done Jake the dog.
it wasn't out yet.
No, but how cool would it be if he went back and redid it? as Jake the Bot.
just make him be Marcus Phoenix, you
Oh
know.
my god, that would be over that. Um, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started because I know we have a big night of stuff.
We do
Um,
indeed.
let's let's get this bad boy rolling
All
here.
right. And for people watching, thank you for watching. I see that there are some people in here. Hello. This is a podcast. So when the podcast is going, I don't have a live button anymore. Actually, do I? I still do. I don't like that though on the main podcast. I'm not gonna keep that. But it's distracting, the blink blink. So when we are in podcast mode, we will not be reacting to the chat, anything like that, unless it's like breaking news, like the the fish from SpongeBob. Um, but yeah, unless it's breaking news, I don't think we will react to the chat. So just FYI, and hope you enjoy the
Yep, we're
shows
gonna do our podcast is bi-weekly, so this actually will be a audio version on
next week.
Spotify. Yeah, next week, next Wednesday, it will drop, and this will be on everywhere you get a podcast from:
Yeah,
Spotify, Amazon,
yeah.
iTunes, you name it.
Will we start messing with Spotify videos? We'll see. We'll see
I think
if I can
Alex and
figure
I
out how to
talked
make it
about.
work.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I think it'd be good for the podcast. We just got to figure it out.
Yeah,
So
but
let's go ahead and let's hit
yeah.
record. Let's do this.
Um, have you already hit record or
No, no, no. I'm going to hit it.
like how we normally do? Okay,
I
because
mean, I hit record now.
oh, okay,
I just was like,
all
let's
right.
just out of the blue do it. Let's do it.
Well,
Um,
I have hit record.
Look at that. Now we're both recording.
Yeah,
So welcome to the 5th anniversary of the Get Out of Gaming podcast. Alex and I have been doing this for 5 years as of last week. Um, it's been a crazy ride. We always like to do a live show. So this is a live podcast that is, if you are listening to this on your favorite podcast services, this is pre-recorded. But we did this live on YouTube on
yeah,
January 10th.
yeah. Hello,
So
chat. That I said I wasn't going to acknowledge, but hello. Uh,
yeah, hello, chat.
hello, chat. Um,
Um, I'm kind of excited because we're going to talk. One thing we're going to do definitely is our predictions from last year,
mhm.
and we got new ones this year. Um, I think I did pretty well on my predictions, except for one that I thought was going to happen and it didn't happen. I'm so upset.
Oh, really?
So close. Yes. Um,
I only remember the predictions. Honestly, I have to like get back in there. Do we have that? Where's that written at?
oh gosh, I don't remember where it was. Uh,
I found
did you do it?
2022.
Did you not? Did you do it in this like the normal chat with us, or did you,
Maybe. No, it wasn't in our normal chat, so I'm gonna look.
as we're looking and you are here? Thank you for everyone that's been supporting us. We got big things this year. We're going to talk a little bit about once Alex finds those. We got our predictions for going into this year. We're going to go over the ones from last year, um, and also we're going to kind of talk about how last year was for us. We had a pretty big year last year. We By the end of the year, we had some pretty big interviews, something that we've never done before. We had some reviews. We're going to all kind of talk about that and just reminisce. And then we're going to take a small break. After the small break, we have a special guest that's coming in. I will be here, but I will be more on the
The ones and
other side of
twos.
it.
Yeah.
What's that?
So the ones and twos, that's what
The
you'll be.
ones and twos. Yes. Uh, and,
I don't
and then,
see the predictions. I don't see them at all.
oh, where'd they go? I know that they're somewhere.
Unless I accidentally
Where?
delete them because we were doing all these other things, like you said this year.
I know a couple things on mine. I don't really remember everything. Do you remember everything?
I do not. I don't remember anything. I never remember anything. Um, would it be in the thumbnails chat? Let's go. Check. Nope.
Nope.
Uh,
As he's looking for there, we made predictions last year of what we thought this last year, 2024, was going to bring us. Some things, yes, some things, absolutely no. This is the first list, by the way. Anyone that's listening, that Alex did not put that Ben will buy GTA 5. He does that. He's done that on a couple lists, and I haven't bought it again, so that's good.
Yeah, I really don't see the list at all. I don't know what happened to
We
them.
we had it at one point. I just don't know. Well, do you remember any of yours?
I remember counterpicking yours, in the sense of like the Switch 2 last year. I said like the Switch 2 will not be released, like
I
stuff
think
like
I
that.
said that. Yeah, I think mine was that they weren't going to release it, but they were going to show what it looks like. They're going to kind of introduce it,
Yeah. Let
um,
me look on my
which didn't happen. Um, it didn't remotely happen at
no,
all.
definitely not.
Um, they're still kind of tiptoeing around it. We should hear something, I would say, in the next month or so. Um, we'll get something, and we'll hear all
Hey, I
about
found
it.
them. I found them.
Y-
I found mine.
Yay!
I found mine, I guess, because I hadn't written
I
in my notes.
I remember. I Did I have mine? Let me look at my notes as we're.
Okay.
What's your
So
what's your
my
what's your
first one
first
was
one?
what I said. My first one was the Switch 2 will not come out this year, and that was for 2024.
Okay.
My second one, wow, I was spot on. Look at this. Xbox will continue to sell consoles, but will occasionally release um games multi-platform, like Indiana Jones. That was before
Yeah.
we even knew that man, these are safe. But like I feel like I deserve that because like we didn't even know Indiana Jones was gonna be multi-platform, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that point. I think that's pretty fair. There's even like I heard some rumors today, like the Xbox announced that Halo will be on the new Switch too. So
Who knows?
I don't know which Halo. It definitely can't be the newest one, but we'll have to wait and
Probably just
see.
Halo Combat Evolved or Master Chief Collection.
I think they could probably run the Master Chief Collection on there. That shouldn't be a problem.
At least the first
Uh,
four in ODST.
oh yeah, I agree. I don't think it'd be anything more than those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give you that point. I know one point that I did put in there is that we do not get GTA this year. We don't. We get nothing from
Hmm.
them. Um, there was another one I know we talked about earlier that I thought I had. I don't think that was it, but there
Yeah.
was one that I got. Do you remember? Because we were talking about it.
Um,
There was one I was pretty much spot on.
I don't remember.
It wasn't the GTA, was it?
I think it was maybe GTA would have an announcement or something because it did. Wait, no,
I
it
think
didn't. No, it didn't because that was a couple years ago. Um, I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was. It was pretty spot on though. I know
Um,
that.
yeah. Let me go on this. My third one is Kingdom Hearts 4 will not be out this year. That was obvious.
Yeah.
And Nomura like hasn't even said anything except his one tweet like yesterday. No mobile game. Mobile game got delayed too. So who knows with Kingdom Hearts this year. Or even last year. Most stores will not carry Xbox One games physically. Only certain stores like GameStop will have them. I think this is kind of becoming true. I'm not going to give myself a point here necessarily because I guess the points don't matter. But in general, like stores like Target, stores, big box stores, I feel like are losing a lot of um Xbox games just in general, but also they're
Yeah.
losing a lot of physical media in general. So it's kind of like, yeah, they're not getting Xbox games, but also they're not getting anything really. Like Target. Target doesn't have DVDs or Blu-rays unless you go on their website. There's nothing on on the store shelves unless it's Black Friday. Then they have some stuff in the
Yeah.
things. But
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, I don't think we are looking at a Kingdom Hearts for another. I don't think we get anything really for another year, if not 2 years.
Yeah. My last thing I have here is Final Fantasy 7. Okay, so this didn't come true. Final Fantasy 7 will have another game announced later this year. Dirge of Cerberus or something similar. They didn't, because instead they've been working on their Ever Crisis. And Ever Crisis is still updating enough, so I don't think they're doing any new Final Fantasy 7 game anytime soon. They're just working on the last one.
Yeah.
So
I Square Enix has had some severe financial difficulties. I know we were even talking about that. They say financial difficulties, but
it's their
you
fault.
know, yeah,
Just
it really
release your
is. When
games
you,
on Xbox and you'll probably get money.
yeah, I mean, Alex and I talked about this earlier this week. They really, and yes, it's like a exclusive for Sony, but that's really hurting them. That's like when when Microsoft bought out um the Call of Duty franchise, and stuff like that. They were like, no, we're going to keep it on all the systems because it makes financial good sense.
Yeah.
And they paid a lot of money to get that studio and the ones they got in this giant bundle. So yeah, I mean, it makes definitely, you know, good sense there. I think the only one I had was there's no Grand Theft Auto this year, like zero. And I think I was playing safe with it.
Hmm.
Um, and then I mean, there's rumors going around now that it's not even coming out into this year. So
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, there's so many things popping around. So with this, do you want to do predictions then right now for this year?
I mean, I've got some. I don't. If you've got some written down, then great. I've got some. Let's do it. I mean, if you're good with it, I'm definitely good with it. I've got five, maybe five. So
Okay.
if you don't have them, we could always do a pod. We could do it on one of the other podcasts. That shouldn't be
I
a
don't
problem.
have any. I don't, but like it's not hard to come up with things. Like I can off the cuff. It's live. We'll do it
Oh
live.
yeah, we'll do it live.
Yeah. So
I just I just let my dogs out live. So
yeah, exactly.
ugh.
So I mean, I guess the first one. Hmm.
Are we gonna? Do we have? Do you need me to write these down?
I mean, I can write mine down here. My first one's gonna be that. Let's keep it Kingdom Hearts related. My first one's gonna be that Kingdom Hearts 4 will be teased at Tokyo Game Show. Oh, wait, let me rephrase that. Will be teased no earlier than Tokyo Game Show.
That's a good one. I think that's fair. I mean, the only trailer we've had in the last couple of years is that crazy trailer, all done in some sort of engine. Um,
Yeah.
so
All right.
yeah, I feel like you're gonna love mine.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, so you'll love this one. So I'm gonna go. I want one that's just so far out there that that you're gonna be like, that's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we all know that Ubisoft has had some financial issues. Um, I'm gonna say that they're sold this year and Sony is the one that picks up the studio.
No way. I don't think
I'm
Sony
just
wants them.
I don't think anyone really wants them, but I'm just throwing one out there that's so far fetched. I thought about Microsoft picking them up, but Microsoft's already said no.
Well, Microsoft's
So
bought too many things that like I feel like they can't do much more right now, you know.
yeah. Um I told you I had one that was way out there. The other ones are more realistic.
Yeah. Um so I don't know if you want to go off of current events or not, but like there's no way this Switch is coming out in spring. even though these people at CES were talking about how, oh yeah, we heard it's supposed to come out at this time because they're showing all those mock-ups and stuff, and
Yeah.
then Nintendo just came out and was like, that's not official. We didn't give them that. So like I don't think it's coming out in spring. I don't know if I want to be that.
Do you want to give like a like? I personally think it's going to be early fall, like August, September. You know, or you could just say like general fall, or you. I don't know. It's up to you.
Switch 2. I hate calling it Switch 2, but like that's the only way you can write this.
I mean,
Switch
really, that's what you could say.
Yeah, Switch 2 will not come out before fall 2025.
I think that's a very good prediction. That's a good prediction.
Yeah.
How about this? With the launch of the Switch 2, when it does come out, we get Super Mario Odyssey 2.
Super Luigi Odyssey. Um
I was gonna just do like I was gonna try to keep it general and say like
New
we get a
Mario
brand
game.
new, but that's like no. I want to if we're gonna go, if we're gonna gamble, we're gonna gamble. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna get Super Mario Odyssey 2.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna counter that and say how do I want to label this? I wonder if they count the mobile game. So I'm gonna do it like that. Switch 2 will launch with Mario Kart 9/10 because I don't know if they're counting World Tour or whatever that like mobile game is. I don't know if they're counting that as a numbered title because the like Mario Karts have been counting all of the titles, I believe, this whole time, and that's why it's 8. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I would say it's gonna launch with that. It's been way too long since we've had an actual new Mario Kart game. Like we've had all those DLC courses from these other games, but Mario Kart keeps selling. Like it's smart to
yeah,
have this, and like I've had conversations with other people before, but like I don't think I don't think Smash Brothers is gonna come out at launch. I never think that
no,
that's something that you want to put the carrot on the string on the stick. You know, like that's a show off trailers for over a year of like here are all these new characters and release things if those are happening. I don't know where Smash is in development. I don't know if I know Sakurai is working on a new game, but I don't think it's Smash. I think it's probably Kid Icarus.
oh my gosh, how cool would that be if we got a brand new Kid Icarus game, or they took the original game and just did like a complete. I'd rather have a brand new Kid Icarus game, not the one from 3DS,
Well,
but
that's
like a
what it'd probably
brand.
be. It'd probably be like the 3DS one, but more free because like the 3DS you were really stuck with it because of how it moved and how close it
Yeah,
had to be. You could have a third person shooter Kid Icarus essentially. Um and that could work. Um
I mean, Kid Icarus is a classic game. It's stupid hard though.
yeah, there's
Uh,
only 3 games including the 3DS, right? Cuz there's Kid Icarus 2 for the Game Boy, and then there's that one. So,
Kid Icarus was that game that. So quick story: when my older kids were younger, and they'd have friends over, I would have like a game where I would be like, "Hey, if you could beat this game, I'll get you Starbucks and breakfast wherever you want." Right?
mhm.
And they got mad at me because I used Ninja Gaiden one time. And so my son was like, "You gotta give us something easier." I'm like, "All right, all right, all right." I said, because Aiden, my son, had uh, a console in his room. He had like an NES up there, and I said, "Tell you what, if you guys can beat Kid Icarus, I'll breakfast not only Starbucks and breakfast, but I'll each let you get a game under $20."
Wow.
Right, man. I tell you what, the next day, those were some angry children. They were so mad. Like they're like, "Are you serious right now?" They go, "You can't even get past the first level." They were looking up. They were trying to look up cheats. There are no cheats for that game.
Oh no, definitely not. That's
No.
hilarious though, because like you've done this more than once. I know you've done similar
Mhm.
things where you're like, all right, kids, go be ghosts and goblins, and you're
Yeah.
like, they're not going to. I
No.
granted, like they don't have back in my day. These kids don't have the same horse blinders, I guess, narrow mindedness, or not narrow mindedness. Like we didn't have many games, so we would like renting or whatever. We would focus on one game and one game alone, and just keep trying to play it. Like me with any sort of random Super Nintendo game that I rented. Like Earthworm
Yeah.
Jim 2 is annoying. I love that game, but like that game's
Yes.
super hard compared to the first one. And
Yeah.
like or I used to play like Inspector Gadget or something like that on Super Nintendo. And like yeah, like those are rental games where it's just like, oh, you're dead immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so get this. This is my third pick. You'll enjoy this. I don't think Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out this year. I know that's bold, but here's my thing is they Rockstar came out and said, "Look, we got all these rumors. We are still planning to come out." I think they said what, like March is when they said they were coming out with it. It's not coming out in March. It's it's not coming out this year. You know what we're
Yeah.
gonna get? We're gonna get Grand Theft Auto. We're gonna get Grand Theft Auto 5 Platinum Edition. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna we're gonna get that. I don't get me wrong, people that are watching, I love Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 is my most played Grand Theft Auto. It's just, at this point, how many when did that come out? That came out on PlayStation 3. How many years is it?
2012, 2013.
Yeah. When was the last time we had a Grand Theft Auto game?
Yeah.
Exactly. We've and to put it in perspective, because I got in an argument with one of my son's friends about it. He goes, "You name another big title game that comes out this much." I said, "Mortal Kombat." I said, "Now, granted, we're two different things,
Yeah, one's a fighting game.
right?" I said, "If you don't like that one, um, you know," I said, "But the thing is like they've had all this time to do it. Granted, they had some managerial leave, but I don't think it's coming out this year. It's sad. We'll see if it comes out. Now, if I lose a point, I lose a point.
Now, is it
So
boring if I choose that as well?
no, no, this is the best
Because I
part is we
agree.
could choose. Yeah.
I agree it's not coming out in 2025 at all. Um because like it's too late. Like I feel like if it was coming out in 2025, they would do another thing in December and then say like, "Hey guys, this game's coming out. Don't forget." Or it's like
And they
uh quick side tangent. But like it's like when I heard rumors or people saying the reason why the Switch 2 hasn't been revealed or why it wasn't revealed earlier, like in December, because Nintendo cared about the election. They didn't want to interrupt the election or something like that. It's like they don't care about that. Like that's the
no.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like the problem is they there's so much turmoil at Rockstar.
Mhm.
My guess is like the game is just not where it needs to be. It's not polished. There's still so many things in it. Now I'm just guessing. The trailer looked great. The trailer looked
Yeah,
great. It's more of what I wanted. Bigger area, more missions, new story, you know, but like they're not. I don't think it's coming out this year, which is too bad. It really is too bad. But no. So, so what is that? Three each? Are we at three each right now?
we're at four.
We're at four.
I think I have four,
Do I got three?
so maybe you
Oh
only have
man.
three.
Oh,
Because I think I went first. So yeah, you would need one. So you need two more, and I just need one more.
okay. Well, one real quick here, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't think I'm gonna be right, but I think for Nintendo Switch Online, we get GameCube.
GameCube?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think so. Well, maybe.
I mean,
I don't think we'll get it until we get the new console.
I agree. I think it's gonna have to be on that new console to run it.
I don't know.
But
It might run it, but like, um, I just think like maybe it's gonna be one of those things that's like blocked by it for some reason.
if we all remember the N64 when it came out, people were like, it can't happen because the emulation for N64 does not work well. Okay.
Doesn't.
It, it doesn't, but it runs really well on a Switch. So
Yeah.
even Switch Lights, like I've watched my kids play Super Mario 64 on there, works great.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna throw that out there. I would love to see it. I kind of want more Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah, there
Um,
aren't many.
and they stopped with the Sega Genesis. There was like 3 or 4 that came out a couple months ago, but they've
Yeah.
not really. I don't know. I think it's great they released the Donkey Kong on Game Boy.
Yeah.
I think those are great.
All 3 of them.
Uh,
I had 2. I might still have Donkey Kong Land too, but I remember playing that one a lot.
uh, I with my Game Boy, I remember when I got it, my parents got me that, and I got some games from my grandparents. Do you know what they got me? Because it had been out for a while when I got mine.
Hmm.
I literally got Battletoads and Kid Icarus.
Oh, wow.
That's what they got. And talk about some of the hardest games on that console.
Yeah.
I can't even remember if with Battletoads if there was a light cycle or not. I can't remember. Those things are awful. So, all right, Alex, what's your fifth prediction?
Man, I don't know if I wanna get
You know what?
weird or
This is with a space for you to get weird.
yeah. Um, let's see.
If it makes you feeling better, I can always go
Let's see.
as he's thinking.
It's time. Dot hack IMOQ announced slash released for modern consoles.
Wow.
They've been talking, and the guy said that they've been working on some stuff, but I doubt it's dot hack. But like, it's always sword art because sword art. But someone could dream, you know, a good dream.
I think that'd be kind of cool. I feel like bringing older titles to the new console. Um, if you've noticed, there's been a lot of role playing games come over that have never been. They're like a remake ish sort of deal,
Yeah,
but they're being brought over, which I think is great. I think it's good for younger players to. I mean, we just got a Dragon Quest, so
yeah. I don't know because like I don't know who owns Xenosaga anymore. It might still be Bandai Namco, but like Monolith is now underneath Nintendo.
mhm.
So like all the Xenoblades are now owned by Nintendo technically. Um so I don't know if Xenosaga would ever appear again. I feel like that one might be the more likely one just because Xenoblade is so popular and like she's like Cosmos is like a guest blade and stuff in like 2, I believe, and maybe 3. I don't remember DLC stuff for that, but yeah, like there's so much crossover there where it's possible that it could happen. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I think if they came out on modern consoles, it'd give a chance for someone like me to play them. I do own a PS2, so
Yeah.
I could technically find them. They're just kind of expensive, and you know, I mean, over Christmas break, I played Bouncer, but
Yeah.
that's like 30 minutes of my life. So, um, so yeah, I don't think that's a. I don't think it's like something that would not happen, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay, so for my last one, I think you'll get a kick out of this. So, um, I think this year, the PlayStation 2 VR that we recently had got that no one really bought,
Hmm.
I think it's gonna go down to 199 or it's gonna yep, 199.
Oh, that's 100%. That's either
It's already
that
at
or just be gone.
I mean, it's 3 4 it dropped the main one that was 599 has been almost permanently marked down at 349.
Yeah.
So, I feel like March, when everyone gets their tax returns, are gonna drop it to like 199.
Yeah.
If it goes to 199, I will buy one.
Yeah.
because at that point, that's
I'm
more
not.
my price range. 599 for a VR unit? No.
I don't need it. I have my Quest 3 and I can just do that on my computer and stuff. I don't need the VR anymore. Maybe the controllers, because I hear the controllers are really nice. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my other son has he's had the last every model of the Quest since they've come out. And I tell you what, he thinks that is the best VR unit. I think for the price tag, it is. In the same games now, if you're looking for the better quality, like obviously a game running on a PS5 versus a Quest is going to be better,
mhm.
right? But I don't know. They're coming out with games quicker than the PlayStation has. Um,
Yeah,
I think that the Star Wars game that they have on there now, both parts have been on Quests for quite a while, and then they brought a newer version to PS5. Uh, I got a chance to play the Batman on Quest. That game is really fun.
I've
Uh,
heard.
I'm I'm surprised it didn't knock any children out playing it. Um, I made sure everyone stepped back because you're
Yeah,
swinging all over the place.
yeah,
Um, it's quite a workout.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
but yeah, I think those are some pretty good predictions. We wrote them down this time so we could have them this time next year.
Yep.
Um, the one that I'm sad about is the Grand Theft Auto, but I want to be realistic and I want to get my hopes up. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um,
so let's kind of talk about this year. Like, I didn't tell you this, but what I wanted to do is like we had a pretty big year last year. Um, People that are watching, if you've never listened to our podcast, by I think it was like summer, we had some really great
earlier in
relationships.
summer.
Yeah, we had some good relationships with some indie developer group, and we got some really good podcasts out of it. We were able to interview independent developers, which we have never done before. We started doing reviews.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, who was the favorite person that we interviewed? It could be anybody that we had on the
Oh,
show
see, I don't
throughout the
want to
whole.
do that. That's mean.
Why does
Um,
that mean?
I don't want to like be like this person's great. All the others are
They
bad.
were all
They're all
were
amazing. They're all great,
they
and
all great people.
especially like, ah, man, like shout out to like honestly all of them, but like it was especially interesting like our first time like ever doing anything. Um, you know, like when we interviewed like Soliloquy for now I can't think of the game Ren's Resurgence. Um like that was our first interview. So like
Yeah,
that was an interesting trip because it's just like we didn't know what to expect
right.
and it's just different. Like I've done fake interviews. Like I've done interviews with like people who I already know. But I've never like
Right.
really done like a podcast with someone who's like cold calling and be like, "Hello, how's it going? What games do you play and all this other stuff?" Like, like what inspired you? Like it was hard to come up with questions for sure.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think what it did allow us to do though, it allowed us to get ourselves and get better at interviewing.
Yeah,
Um, I every person that I got to meet, I thought was amazing. We got
exactly.
to we had 3 different game developers we met. We got to play
Yep.
their games.
Nick, Andrew, Sam, and then we also had I mean, your two guys, your
We had we had Rob and Jay
yeah,
who did not only did they do a Nintendo Quest, which is an all-time favorite documentary of mine, but they also did an N64 Quest, which Alex and I jumped on the Kickstarter with. We got our discs. I mean, what were your thoughts on that interview? Because that was like to me, they're all really big, but that one really hit kind of home.
um yeah, so the interview for Nintendo 64 Quest with Jay and Rob was it felt different. And it felt different because Well, one, like, wasn't that, like, only our second interview, maybe? Third?
Third, I think it was later because remember we had it
Oh,
scheduled.
right, yeah, scheduling
Yeah.
conflict, yeah.
I think it was like the last one we
Oh,
did for
maybe.
this year.
Maybe, or if not, pretty close, but, like,
Yeah.
yeah, um, so I think we had a little bit of, like, not backbone, but, like, we knew the rodeo, you know, like, we knew the questions asked mostly, and but,
Yeah.
like, it just felt different because it felt like I was first of all, they're very personal, very, very great guys, awesome people. Um, but like it felt like we were interviewing just other I don't know how to phrase it. Like we've done other interviews and stuff around here, and like they seem to be like pretty chill and stuff because they already know them. But with Jay and Rob, it felt similar to that. Like it felt like, oh, they're just buds. Like there wasn't really a um I'm better than you type mentality. There wasn't anything like that. It was just like, oh, cool. You guys want to talk about the thing? Let's talk about Nintendo. Let's talk about the previous quests. Let's talk about this stuff. It was very professional and fun, I would say.
When I started doing the podcast, I've talked a lot about, different documentaries and things. I love documentaries. That's one that my son and I watched. He started collecting NES. He didn't want to collect it. I bought it from him. So that was kind of a big moment for me. The developers were a huge thing for me because we had always talked about doing reviews, getting developers, and then
Hmm.
we had developers on our show.
Yeah,
Um, Jay and Rob, they have been best friends since they were little.
yeah,
So it was hard. Uh, I still think that's probably one of my bigger moments as well. Um, but with that said, we can't have such an awesome year last year and not bring it this year. Like we have to do more now. Um, Personally, for me, my goals would be to bring more people on the show, more guests. Um, last year Alex and I decided to drop doing like news stories every week and just make it more of a conversational, which has been great for us. Um, and I think listenership has stayed pretty consistent. We gained some listeners. Um, but yeah, I want to do more of that. I think there's one particular person, and I know Alex is going to start laughing because he knows who I'm talking
oh.
about. Um, I literally want to get Mort from Mort's Garage on the show this year. I think that'd be awesome. Um, if we can get him on the show.
Yeah.
Who is one person that you want to get onto the show?
I
Just
don't
to
I don't have anyone. I don't have any like wishes like that, I guess. I don't know because I don't really pay attention. Like, I don't even know if I want Greg Miller on the show. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people where I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be interesting and cool, but I feel like I would completely shut off, and so I don't want that to happen. So I can't think of like a dream pick because I don't listen to many podcasts or watch many YouTube things like that. I would say like I'm pretty much dialed into maybe like kind of funny and like streamers and stuff and people who we know, but like as far as like a dream pick, like I don't have any yet. Like I don't know. I mean, like I think of people like Kojima or something, but like I don't want to do that either because I'm like a fake Metal Gear Solid fan, you know? Like I don't want to be called out and he just be like, "Oh, you don't like Police Knots?" I'm like, "No, because I never played it. I'm sorry." Um like I don't know.
I mean,
That's the answer.
I do own that Metal Gear Solid, like, what was it? The collection, the volume 1? I own that.
Yeah.
I have never put it in my system, but I own it.
I have the PS3 Legacy collection that came with everything.
See, that would be an interesting one. I remember when PlayStation came out and I just got my PlayStation, everyone was playing Metal Gear Solid,
Mhm.
you know? And so when the collection came out, I'm like, hey, this is perfect. Now I can finally sit and play it at my own pace, right?
You know what? I changed my mind. I want Ben Starr on the podcast. Ben Starr
Oh,
of Final Fantasy 16 fame, you know, and others. He has just a good voice for the podcast, so I think he'd work well.
I mean,
Joshua, yeah,
I think that'd be cool. I who knows? Like I could tell you when we started when we got the first started corresponding with the group that we work with. I told Alex, I said, yeah, I said that if they wanted developers to be on the show, they would, let us know.
and
And then
immediately the guy over there was like, "Oh, you want developers? We got this person and this person, this person."
it was crazy. And then we had built a relationship with Akapara Games and got to do our first review was with them.
Yeah, Crypt
Um,
Master.
yeah, and then we got a second review. Our second review on that though got the highest we've ever had on YouTube.
Ever After Falls.
And it was only like 6 minutes. Now, I gotta hand
I
it to Alex because that was a lot of work.
oh
That was
boy,
a lot of work.
oh boy, man, I'm good at editing. Oh, but do I hate it? I hate collecting. I don't know. Like I'm a perfectionist, and so like there's a certain point to where I have to walk away from a product or whatever and just be like, all right, I'm done. I'm done fixing this. Um, but yeah, we also we had Brooke on the for that one
Yeah,
too for the other thing.
yeah,
So yeah, that was fun.
and it was great. I think we're building up some good relationships. We had our first sponsor really.
Yeah,
That was a learning experience.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, sponsors, especially when they're your first. Like you just don't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect, so like
No, we
yeah.
didn't.
So yeah, we're more open to other sponsors and things now that we kind of know how they work. So yeah, if you want to
Yeah,
sponsor us, let us know. Give us stuff. I don't know. Like I want product. Like let me review some DVD. No, you. Let me review some Blu-rays.
yeah.
Discotheque, give me some Lupin Blu-rays. I mean, I'll watch them anyway.
I think that'd be cool to get, some reviews of like that sort of thing. I think that'd be fun. I think that
Yeah,
the other thing I noticed we did do is we actually had a Lupin discussion.
yeah. I made you do that. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't mind watching the movie. I thought the movie was pretty good.
yeah.
Um, I thought the movie was great, so I didn't have a problem with it. And then we had Brooke for it. Um, that
That's
was
right. We
like,
did. I forgot we had Brooke for that
yeah,
one too.
that was the longest podcast I think we've done. It was like 2 hours
Yeah,
and
probably.
some
It's
change.
probably as long as the movie.
Yeah, it's close by the holiday Persona one we did, which, by the way, Alex was like, "Look, this year you gotta do Persona," right?
Yeah.
I bought it. I bought digital copy of it. I played it. I stopped because I got to a really hard point, and I went back to it, and I toughed it out. And I now own the Vita version because I liked it so much.
So
Uh,
this year for me is for me to beat Final Fantasy X. Is that my homework for the year?
yeah,
Because I'd rather
I
have that because that's probably the easiest homework I could do.
I feel like you're gonna text me and be like, "Why did I say I was gonna do this?"
I have
So
it
it's
all running and everything in my alleged ways, and so like I own the game. The game's over here on the shelf. I don't want to reach it though; it's too far away.
I think it's only fair that you pick a game that you think I should finish and do like a full.
I don't know because I already made you do. I made you do Persona last year, and I didn't have to do Persona.
But you know what? I'm glad you did because I remember when I got my Vita, that's the first game they talked me into buying,
Yeah,
and I was like, "I don't like this." And now I own the 3rd was it Reload?
yeah. Reload. I
Yeah,
never
I
beaten
own
it,
that.
but it's great. Yeah, Metaphor is also good. Go play Ryuga Gotoku. Go play Yakuza like Kiwami or something. Go play one of the old ones.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Those are pretty fun. I never finished the 2 detective ones. I own
I
them.
yeah, I have them too. I started the first Judgment a little bit twice actually. I started on PS4 and then I got the PS5 version because of better frame rate, because the Dragon engine for the PS4 version is just disgusting. It's 30 frames and it just feels really heavy, if that makes sense. But yeah, the PS5 versions are where it's at. We're cutting it kind of close. We're already over time, to be honest. But
Yeah. Well, real quick, um, people that are watching, we're gonna take a quick break here in a second, but I really want to do a shout out to all the people that have gone to Spotify, downloaded our episodes, watched them on YouTube, and subscribed to our channel. Anyone that's watching now, hit the subscribe, hit the like,
where
but
else?
also don't forget to go to Spotify. So we're trying to get a large amount of followers on Spotify.
Hmm.
It'll help us with doing more things.
Yeah,
Uh, so we're definitely there. I just want to say, Alex, that when we started um, this podcast, and then Spencer goes, "Hey, I'm gonna bring this guy. You'll like him. He's great." Um, it's pretty crazy because I didn't know this is where we'd be sitting 5 years from now
I know.
with all the stuff that we've done and all the things that have happened. I just never thought
Am I
this
gonna
is where.
make you play The Last of Us Part 2? Maybe I should do that.
I mean, my son owns it, so
Yeah, but like, you remember how, like, because that
oh my
reminded
god,
me, like, remember how we were all gonna do a review for Last of Us Part 2? I was the only
yep,
person who finished it on time.
yep.
Yeah, I think you owe me. I think you owe me for that.
I just to give a little backstory, we all bought the game. We were gonna do a spoiler cast
First
just of that
one.
game.
That was like our
Yeah,
year one, year two, or whatever of the
yeah.
podcast. Yeah.
So Alex is like, "Hey, where you guys at the game?" I'm like an hour into it. Spencer was like, I think it was like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you
Don't hold me
dropped it like
wrong.
immediately.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I just haven't gone back to it." And then I felt bad because we'd get back on the next week, right? To record. And Alex like, "Hey, where you guys at? I'm almost done." I'm like, about that. I stopped playing, but my son's playing and he's giving me notes. Um, it's just not
Not the
okay.
same. Not the same.
No. Uh, I do want to tell you before we take our quick break, I did order Dragon Quest, the
I have
newest one.
Dragon Quest. It's over here somewhere. I started it
Um,
and then I realized I was too tired to play it because it's still really annoyingly difficult.
yeah, I know
So
that I know the reason I bought it was because the thing that they were like, "Oh, we hope that when you finish it, you let your kids play it."
yeah,
So I know there's an easier setting, so
yeah.
hopefully that's there. Well, this has been a great kind of catch up. Do you want to tell them what's coming up next, or do you want to surprise them?
We'll pause this here in a second, but let's end this first episode here because we're still technically on an episode. So, yeah, thank you for 5 years. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new here, so consider hitting that follow button, on YouTube, or subscribe, I guess. Excuse me, I'm in Twitch mode. Subscribe on YouTube. If you don't want to watch us, you can go to Spotify or iTunes, anywhere like that. You can listen to us. We're bi-weekly. Our stuff comes out on Wednesdays or Fridays, depending on if you're getting audio or video, and it depends on the week. So yeah, is there anything else you want to say to people, Ben, before we cut this part?
Thank you for letting us do this for 5 years and get at it.
Yeah, get at it.
We are stopped recording.
All right. So the next thing that's about to happen here, I'm gonna message her. Um,
By the way, we're not done with the stream yet. We're gonna do another part. We just wanted to record a live one first.
yeah,
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 and there's gonna be a
definitely.
second part for the people that
Yes. Second
just
part
joined.
is I think I already said on like Twitter and Blue Sky and all that. But our second part is, we're having special guests. We have Michaela, as we normally do. And we're kind of just, I don't know, just check up on her, have our own little podcast, and talk about Xenoblade and how much Xenoblade 3 is overrated piece of garbage. Um
Oh, there
so
went everybody.
so goodbye, everybody. No. So yeah, we're gonna do that here momentarily. We're gonna take a quick break on this side, and I'm gonna turn back on that music, that royalty-free music, and yeah, we will be right back. and we're up and we're live and people
Hello.
can see us and they can hear us. I hope.
Hello.
I think so. I hope they can.
Okay.
Um
I was like, my Discord was being weird earlier, so
yeah, well, at least you aren't me who accidentally deleted these borders, like these white borders
oh.
that you see. Like they're generic, like super generic borders. But I was cleaning up my computer before I left for vacation, and I was like, "Oh, what's this random file doing in my downloads folder? Delete." And then I found out later, "Oh, that was your borders, and they're all gone now." So I had to reach out to our buddy, friend of the show, Rob Zemus. I had to be like, "Hey, do you still have this file that you made for me like 3-4 years ago?" And
Oh my
luckily, he
god.
still did because he had his old computer still, and so he was able to like just send it to me through email. Because I think he sent it to me like through Twitter DMs a long time ago.
Oh my
And I was
god.
like, I'm not sifting through years of Twitter DMs, because you can't search to that.
Yeah.
But hello, people, we're back. There's no more Game Chops music. Special shout out to Game Chops because I've just been using their music since they say you can use it for streams. But it's just like random, like different types of remixes of like video game music and stuff. Video game music radio. But yeah, welcome Michaela to the stream here. Hello.
Hey.
And we're gonna start our podcast where Michaela and I are just talking, and Ben's gonna go hide. So
I'm gonna go hide.
yeah, because Ben's like, oh geez, I don't like RPGs.
That is not
I
what I
don't like
said.
card games. I think of that, like that old Yu-Gi-Oh abridged where they're doing the Yu-Gi-Oh
Oh
movie.
my
He's like, I don't
god.
like card games. Yeah, that's what I think of. Yeah. So yeah, Ben world everyone knows that he hates Final Fantasy X, you know?
That's like my favorite game of all time. Which, by the way, last time we were talking before we got Michaela on here, Michaela, he said he was going to play that game all the way through.
I earlier because I was watching since you guys started. I love 10. I'm gonna be very biased. I'm gonna tell you to play it
Well,
all the
see,
way
here's
through.
the thing. I told him that he has to make his son play it because his son apparently doesn't like turn-based RPGs.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, but he loves Kingdom Hearts, so he's gonna eat that up, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I did talk my
Story-wise,
wife.
like I think he's gonna
I
love it.
I did talk my wife into playing it, which the only game she plays is on her cell phone. I got her to play the new Hogwarts game. I bought it for Switch so she would play it. Um,
Okay.
it's awful on there, but that's what she likes to play it. That's fine. And I said, "Hey, you should play this one." And she goes, "Well, I don't know. It'd just be too fast." I'm like, "Not fast at all. You can take your time
Yeah.
during battles."
Yeah, this isn't
So
Elden Ring or anything. You're not
Yeah.
like doing dodge rolls and all this or near autonoma or anything like that. But yeah, again, thank you for being with us today. We're going to get to the podcast. So I'm going to switch over some things. So Ben, can you please hide yourself?
Bye,
absolutely.
Ben.
You'll still be there. You can still like chime in if you want to, you know? You can still like be the voice. You can be the Kevin Coelho or whatever of our place. So
I don't know. My kids say that they don't like my voice because it's usually yelling. So
wow.
I will say the good thing as a parent is when I was a kid, I got yelled at all the time.
Mhm.
Now I just turn off their internet from my phone and I wait for that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm one of those parents.
That's cruel. It's effective, but cruel.
I can tell you, I have seen my oldest is well over 6 foot. The tears in his eyes when I turned him off during a Black Ops match because I told him, I said, if you yell one more time, I'm turning it off. He was so upset. He's probably watching now. Yeah, I'm exposing you.
But Dad, I was playing ranked. Hey, Dad.
His room is above mine. He kept slamming down on his desk. It's like 3 in the morning. I was like, okay, enough. So I go to my phone, I turn it off. I heard some words I'd never heard him say when he was 16. And then he comes downstairs like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's 3 a.m. Go to bed. You have been warned. Yep. I'm one of those parents. I do that.
There though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't blame you at all. I fully support.
Yeah, I need sleep or else the next day is gonna be worse.
Man. Lately, before we start, lately I've been messing around with my iPad because I have the new M4 iPad or whatever, the new
Mhm.
Pro. And so I've just been messing with Procreate and like trying to learn how to draw. And like, oh boy, I do not know how to draw, but it's still fun.
It takes a while to get the hang of Procreate. I think it took me
Yeah.
like 2 years.
Well, because like I'm like, all right, I'm drawing stuff. Now it's fill color. And it's like, oh, this brush that you use isn't filling the whole thing all the way. So now you just filled
Yeah.
out your whole thing. Like, so I'm tempted, like, should I be using Procreate or should I just use Adobe whatever? 'Cause
Procreate's great, but you gotta learn how to do layers properly.
yeah, and like I'm trying to learn how to do layers like how other people do, like where I see like, oh, you can just brush into the thing, but like I like to color or whatever, and like I
Mhm.
don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna have to learn how to do that eventually. Every
There's
time I try to,
tutorials. That's what I did
yeah.
too.
Yeah, every time I look up a tutorial, they tell me the opposite thing of what I'm trying to do, and so it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of pain in the butts, we're going to talk about Xenoblade here in a second. But Ben, are you ready to record?
I sure am.
All right. Again, people who are watching, if you are watching, thank you for watching. But we're going to ignore chat unless you have good opinions, or unless no, we're going to ignore chat. See, I'm already like in the zone for this right now. We're
Like,
ignore
you're on
chat
YouTube.
unless we unless you have something like especially like breaking news or something special that you need to say about it that we get wrong or something. But all right, Ben, I am hitting the record.
I'm gonna hit record in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, welcome to another special podcast of the Get at Gaming podcast. I'm Alex, we have Michaela, and then Ben is a ghost.
I am here only in spirit.
Wow. Are you like Yusuke Urameshi? Are you like right before like when he's trying to like hatch the egg? See, I thought of Yu Hakusho because of your stuff in the back. So
I mean, it's great.
yeah, so I think of Urameshi, my spirit sword. And like
Oh
that's all I think about. Kuwabara. I love that dub. That dub is actually really good.
I love the dub. I love it way better than sub.
I
to
tried
be
watching the
honest.
sub and like because I'm a sub person now, but at a certain point I was like, you know what? I'm really nostalgic for these stupid voices. But yes, Ben is with us in spirit. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things, I feel, but mostly Xenoblade. We're going to talk about why is Xenoblade 3 overhyped, and we're going to have like a really eye-catching thumbnail about us like doing thumbs down or whatever. But I also kind of want to talk about you and your streams. What you got planned for this year?
The year of Yakuza.
Yeah, Ryoga Gotoku.
2025. Yep. I finished Kiwami yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm hooked.
it's so
Like
good.
the drama on the last chapters were so good. I'm
Mhm.
hooked. So yeah, 2025. I'm really curious to see how many Yakuza games I can get through.
I think if you really put your mind to it, you're gonna get through maybe up to 6.
I'm trying to get through those ones.
Just get through all the
but
Kiryu ones, and then
yeah, it's a lot.
3. So like you got Kiwami 2. I don't like Kiwami 2 to be honest,
Mhm.
because it's on Dragon Engine or whatever that's called. So like it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
30 frames a second, so it feels really heavy and weird.
Oh,
Because the Kiwami 1 is like more or less a PS2 port with some extra stuff.
yeah.
And then Yakuza 0 it also plays really nice. But yeah, it's just Kiwami 2 feels weird. So be prepared for that. There's a
Okay.
part in Kiwami 2, there's like a side story thing that you can do. I never touched it and people got really mad at me. So you're probably gonna have to touch that thing. I'm not gonna go into detail, but just FYI, there's a thing Kiwami 2
Okay.
that people are gonna make you do. Before we get into this, I want to know, in your opinion, is Nishikiyama a bad character?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's really hard because if I was him, I would do the same thing. Like with the whole thing, without me like spoiling a whole lot, but
Mhm.
with, his relationship with his friends and
Yeah.
then the Yakuza itself and then the stuff with his sister
Yeah.
and then him owing money and everything. I feel like it's kind of inevitable like he's going to end up like the way he did.
Yeah.
I don't hate him or anything, but I don't know, I wasn't really focused on him for the game, to be honest. Like,
Neither was I.
I loved how they, like, gave flashbacks to, like, what was going on with him as you see him, like, progress, but, yeah, I don't really he didn't really have an impact on me until, like, the very end, which I won't say spoilers.
Mhm.
And actually, when I was finaleing it yesterday, somebody was like, "Oh, he's the hero of the story."
Yep. And I
And
was actually going to bring that up. Yeah.
I was like, "No, no, 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 no." Because what he did, he totally didn't have to do that. It was
Yeah.
unnecessary,
Dramatic for
in my
dramatic's
opinion.
sake.
Yeah, I feel like it was just for him to be even and escape where his life was gonna go after all
Yeah,
of that.
so the reason why people seem to put Nishiki on a pedestal for Yakuza is because they played Zero first. And so
Okay.
Zero is a prequel. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of them doing stuff when they're younger. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go into detail because I also don't really remember because I didn't like Zero. But
Really?
it was too bloated for me. Like I really like Kiwami, where like I'm trying to focus on the main story and there's little things here or there. But with
Yeah.
Zero and Seven and I don't know, eight I'm enjoying right now. But like Zero and Seven, so like Seven is Like a Dragon, so like the first RPG.
Mhm.
Those and five. They felt very bloated in their like, here's all this side content. Here's all
Yeah,
this
there's a lot.
extra cutscenes, just too many cutscenes. And then Zero also does slideshows for their cutscenes sometimes, and it just looks disgusting. Um, but yeah, I'm interested how you enjoy Zero because that's your next one, then, right? You're gonna start Zero.
Yeah, in about a week or so. I'm
Okay.
really curious for like their backstories, but I know the game's gonna be a lot. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably take my time so I don't get burnt out on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. They're not bad games. The only one that I don't like, especially, is I think I wrote 5 in my list. I'd have to look at it sometime, but it's on Twitter. Like I normally do whenever I beat a Ryuga Gotoku Yakuza game. I go through and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put in my rankings, which one's the best and which one's the worst. And I really like 4 because 4 introduces 2 new characters, but you start off as a new character at the very beginning, and he's like my favorite person, but he never like comes back.
Oh,
So like he's only
oh,
in like,
that
yeah,
stinks.
he's only in like 4 and 5 and like a little bit of 6. But
Okay.
it's like, yeah, that's my favorite. But then like, yeah, a lot of these other ones where people try to tell you, like same thing with you, they're like, you need to play Zero first because that's the one I started with, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
but you want something a little more bite size and like you want to make sure that you actually enjoy the game series first. So I think that's why
Yeah.
Kiwami is a great choice because it's a PS2 game. It's very small for what it is. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I really enjoy it. I love Kiryu. Kiryu is one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
Um
he's a good
yeah,
character.
yeah, definitely. And Haruka is great as well.
I
Um,
love her.
yeah, she's so good, and she just gets better and better. So yeah, we and so just mostly that. Are you going to go to Chronicles X, right? Maybe,
Okay, I
or
guess we're
or
gonna start the
or do you
Xenoblade
not,
thing.
want to because of your hate, or not your hate, the hate on you of 3?
So I was wanting to play X, and then did you watch the game trailer yesterday?
No, I didn't on purpose because I heard that like you can watch to a certain point and then after that it's spoilers because it's like all the new features that people like who played the old one should like be like, oh, or something. That's what I thought I heard, but no, I didn't watch the trailer because I didn't want to see anything at all for it.
A little bit of stuff. I don't think it was that
Okay.
spoil, that
Yeah.
spoilish, but I know I watched it. I watched it on stream, which was a mistake because my face the whole time wasn't great. Um, I was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't like the look of it. I know it's more of an MMO, kind of style,
Yeah, it
and you
has
build
online
mechs and
stuff to it.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I get that. Like I'm going with the open mind, but I knew they're supposed to add more story
Mm-hmm.
to it versus the Wii U version. And when they showed the little bits of story, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I think it looked a little bland.
It feels too Western from what I've seen to it. Like
Yeah,
it
I don't
feels like a
know.
Western RPG to it.
Yeah, it just seems like a really like story-wise, it seems like a really basic
Yeah.
JRPG, and I'm way past that. I feel like that's if you're newer
Mm-hmm.
to like gaming or MMOs. That's just my opinion, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna hold my attention span, to be honest, besides the
Yeah.
open world mech stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've never played it. I bought it for Wii U, and then I was like, cool, I'm gonna play this soon. And then they announced that one, and so
Same.
yep, yeah. So so yeah, that happened. But yeah. So what's your experience? I guess with Xenoblade first. Did you ever play it on Wii?
No, I remember when it came out on the Wii,
Mm-hmm.
and I did wanna play it. The graphics were a little wonky, I think that's why I didn't
Yes.
play it, but, I was definitely interested in the characters, and then when they add, like, Shulk to Smash and stuff, I was still wanted to play it, and I never got to it.
Okay. So a little backstory for me. For me, I bought it on the Wii when it came out. I bought two of those Project Rainfall games or whatever, like that push where people were like, please bring me the last story, please bring us Xenoblade, and I think the other one was like Pandora's Tower or something. There were three
Mhm.
Wii games that were like stuck in Japan and or Europe that just weren't being brought here for some
Yeah.
reason. And so Xenoblade, people complained enough, and then finally Nintendo was like, here, you want it, here you go, and now it's super popular. So should have done it earlier. But instead of partnering with GameStop, where they took a lot of their
Mhm.
things and made it really expensive by turning all their new to used and trying to sell the game for like $90 at the time.
Yeah.
I forget if I was working there at that time. Maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, I played on the Wii. Played maybe about a third to almost a half of it, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it because it looked crunchy. The graphics were horrible.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy the combat because I hate that, or at the time especially, I hated the MMO style auto battling combat and choosing your specials and all that kind of stuff. I just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand it, to be honest. I got through the game. I understood enough, but I understand 2 and 3's combat so much better, and even then 2 is super complex.
I know, I'm
But
like, "One's the easiest."
yeah, but
Actually, 3 is probably the
yeah,
easiest.
3 is probably the easiest, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I played on Wii. I didn't enjoy it, and then I still have can I move this way? I still have it, which came with my pre-order. Which
Oh.
is like it's like book that like shows different things. This is for the Wii version, and I kept that, but I sold the game. But I think I had a soundtrack with it too, maybe, but I don't know what happened to that. And so I yeah, didn't like it, so I wrote it off, and then I saw Shulk appear in Smash, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then Xenoblade 2 started happening, and I still wrote it off. And I was like, whatever, I don't care about this. And something happened to where I bought the game because it was on sale, and for Wii for Switch, the definitive edition. I ended up buying definitive
Mm.
edition. I was like, was I just stupid, and did I just throw away like a good game just because, or a good story and stuff, just because it was on the Wii and I just didn't know how to play RPGs, certain RPGs at that time. And so I took a chance. I bought the game, I played it, and I beat it. And I think I stopped and started, and then I think you were starting to play it, and then that made me pick it back up again. And then I think we kind of beat it at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, after that ending of the first game, I'm like, well, I guess I'm playing 2, and I guess I'll buy 3 and just go through it. And um yeah, so you just started with the Switch games pretty much, right? Like you just started 1, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2,
Yeah.
Torna 3. So
Hmm.
okay. um I don't know how I want to go for this. So I mean, I guess I've been talking a lot. What do you want to talk about these Xenoblade games? Why you like them? Why you hate them?
Um, I don't know. They're also different from each other
Mm-hmm.
between 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm curious on comparing the DLCs when I get the third one
Yeah.
done. Um, no, I was the same way when I started with 1. I took like a 3 or 4 month break when I got to like the halfway point of
Yeah.
it. And I really didn't know if I actually liked it. I was like, I don't think I like this
Yeah.
game. It's weird, and I've talked to everybody who I've gotten to play 1, they all say the same thing. Like, they get to that halfway point, which I feel like every Xenoblade is like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they have
then
that
there's a
dry spell.
reveal, and then you're like, oh,
Yes.
I gotta keep going.
Yeah, there's like a dry spell. It's always like around like chapter 6 or 7
Yeah.
is where it kind of falls off, and then you take a break, and you're like, then you get back into it. I was like that with 1. The finale of 1 is my all-time favorite out of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Love it. And I thought it was kind of funny that Final Fantasy 16 copied it in a way.
Yep.
Which I feel like nobody else says that. I feel like I'm like one of the few people who
No,
actually
I completely agree.
compares that. It's almost the same exact thing, but
Yeah.
Xenoblade did it better.
It's almost the same as that. It has some Evangelion type stuff to it too.
Yes,
Like
I
there's a
made those
lot of
comparisons too. And then with 3, I always compare it to Evangelion and Attack on Titan, and people think I'm like making the wildest like accusation.
No,
I'm like, did you watch them?
no, people don't watch anime. They just complain about it online. That's all they do.
I'm just like, it's so inspired by that. That's why I do like 3. I really do like 3 how I was inspired by those because those are some of my favorite animes. But I love all 3 games, but just in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like, I love the characters from 1. That's my favorite finale. 2, the characters are my all-time favorite.
They're great.
The story's okay. It's not crazy, but the characters are so good. Like,
Yep.
I love Zeke, the Zekeinator. That's my favorite character. I wish there was more of him in that game. That's my husband. I love him. And the 3 has really good characters, but they're just so different from the style of the other 2 games.
Selfish.
So it was kind of hard.
Dry.
I say all the you give me PTSD for my YouTube comments. No, I said selfish, I said dry. What else did I say? I got so much hate for all of those comments, especially with Noah. I'm not a fan of Noah. I know I have a Noah amiibo in my room, but I got it for Mio.
Yeah, I have them as well because I have all the others, so I was like, I have to get them, I guess. And no, yeah, I agree. Noah is one of the worst characters in Xenoblade, and it's weird that he is your main protagonist, but maybe that's kind of the point.
No, I think it is the point, and I 100% understand why he is the way that he is with the way he was raised and the universe they're in. I totally get it, but he's just more of a side character to me and not the main protagonist who's supposed to like save everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but that's just what I think of Noah. I don't know. Just him compared to Shulk, I just have high expectations because Shulk was just such a good character.
He's just a good boy, just in general. Like
Yeah.
he's a well-respected.
He's best boy.
Yeah.
He's best boy. And I love Rex, but Rex is a dumb kid. So like I
Yes.
cut Rex some slack.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Noah's like 50-50. I feel like they kind of combined Shulk and Rex in a way and they made Noah, but
Mm-hmm.
just drier.
Yeah. Yeah. He is very dry. Like he just doesn't really have much of a, not, I wouldn't say a purpose, but like a soul. Um,
Yeah. You know, to be honest, if I was a main character of a video game, I would probably kind of be like Noah.
yeah.
I have no determination. I would probably be like that.
Yeah, but we'll get into spoilers maybe a little bit here about Xenoblade, but yeah, so yeah, one best ending, two best characters, three best gameplay, probably. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I do like the gameplay. You know, that's funny though, because I do like the gameplay in 3, but I'm probably the only one who's gonna say I actually love the combat in 2
Yeah, two's is better.
and the
I
DLC.
like having the connections and like doing all the special
Yes.
stuff to that. And then from what I played of Torna, because I stopped playing Torna because people Michaela told me to stop playing Torna. She said it's bad. She said it's a bad game.
It's
A
just
long game.
it wouldn't have been bad if the side quests weren't forced. When they force you to do 40 fetch me quest, and then there's like 10 minutes of the
Yeah.
final battle after that, it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
There was just no effort.
Yeah, and like the problem with Xenoblade 2 especially, you're kind of not punished, but like there's so many side quests in that game. You're like, oh, don't worry about it. I don't need to do all these because there's just a million of these
Yeah.
in 2. Because at a certain point, I had to make myself stop doing side quests in 2.
You have to.
Yeah,
You'll
'cause
put
otherwise,
like 200 hours in the game just doing side quests.
yeah, exactly. And so when you're playing Torna, which would be the logical next thing to play, then you're in your mindset, you're like, oh, I'm not doing side quests, but then you have to do them. That's stupid.
No, I thought that was a really bad idea with the force community thing.
Is
Like,
it?
I know they're trying to stretch the game out because
Yeah.
it's so short,
Hmm.
but they should have done something differently. I don't maybe it was like 5 force side quests, not 40.
Have you met anyone who's played Torna before 2? I'm curious if there are people like that.
No, but I wish I did it that way. That was the first thing I said, like, when I was streaming 2, the DLC to 2.
Mhm.
As soon as I finished it, I was like, "I wish I played this one first."
But do you think that you would have been turned off by the whole like force community stuff though? And then maybe
Probably.
would have been a little more down on 2.
Yeah, I probably would have been like, "Oh god, like, I bet 2 is gonna be worse." Like, I probably would have had that
Mhm.
idea. But if you played 1 before and you realize how many side quests are in 1,
Yeah.
I think you'd be fine if you played the DLC first.
Yeah. I still haven't
But,
played the DLC really in Definitive Edition.
oh, I actually really love that one.
Because I started it for a tiny bit and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play 2 because I really want to play 2, and I never went
Also
back.
short. It's
Yeah.
also really short, like, you could probably finish it in, like, maybe 2 days.
Okay.
I did make some mistakes in it 'cause I think it did take me, like, 3 streams to
Okay.
do it, and I did miss some side content in it because there was, like, some characters, and I was like, "Man, I only saw that character for, like, 2 seconds," and then
Mhm.
somebody was like, "Oh, you missed, like, a side quest for it," and I was like, "Dang it."
Okay.
But no, I think that DLC is really good. That one's my favorite so far, but we'll see if 3 beats it.
Mhm.
But I was just happy to be Shulkin Melia again.
From what little I played of 3, especially the beginning, I think it's already just gonna be your favorite of
Ooh,
that
okay.
DLC. Like the very beginning stuff, it's just gonna be
Mhm.
very much a, oh what, and then you'll be just so happy.
I hope so, because that's how I felt about 3 in the beginning, because
Yeah.
chapter 1 was so
Yeah.
good, it was so cinematic, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, this is what I want." And then it kinda just went
Hmm.
downhill until chapter 5, and then chapter 5 was really good, and then the rest was
Yeah.
eh.
So now I'm thinking about it. I think the reason as well why I stopped Xenoblade on the Wii, because I did not enjoy the UK cast. I thought it was really weird when I was
Oh, because
younger.
you play all yours in Japanese,
Now I do.
right?
Yeah, I did for all of them.
Okay, see, I'm the opposite. I haven't played any of them in Japanese. I said when I was gonna do New Game Plus for 2, I was gonna play it in Japanese, but I haven't
Be
started yet.
warned though, because as I've said in other things as well, they have dub titles, they have dub names. So like certain
Oh, that's
characters
right.
have different names than what they say there.
Yeah, I forgot about
So
that,
so it
actually.
is annoying when you, because I don't know half of the villains' names anymore because they say like a different name
Oh,
than what's
yeah.
written there, and so I forget. Um, I thought it was a really interesting design choice that I guess I'm not gonna bring up the obvious part. I don't know if you know about this, but I don't want to bring it up right now. I thought it was an interesting design choice that all the villains were designed by Nomura.
Yes, which
They
I
looked
think that's
kind of
why
out
I
of
love
place
2.
as well, though.
Y Yeah, I don't know, that's a tricky topic. 'Cause, when I see, like, the art for it outside of the games, like,
Hmm.
where it looks like the Kingdom Hearts art and whatnot,
Yeah,
love it. Love it.
yeah.
But, I actually didn't know that until I was, like, probably halfway through 2 that he worked
Mm,
on it.
okay. And then like yeah, I that's one thing I really do like about two, um, is that all the guest artists and stuff for all of
Mhm.
those different blades, and I love a gotcha, especially one that you don't have to pay for, and so
Yeah, everybody complains about
I
it.
loved rolling for blades and just seeing if I got
Yeah.
anything cool. And then if I didn't, I would just the generic robot blades, I would just burn them, and then I would just keep rolling for like until I got like a fancy one.
I love the gotcha system in 2. Everybody I've talked to, they're like, "I hated that." I was like, "I thought that part was great." I hate collecting the core crystals
Hmm.
to do it because you really have to round some up,
Yeah,
but I love it. I think it's fun.
yeah, it is, and I think that's why two. There's a lot of things with two, like you said, the characters, the story is okay, the story's still good. Um, and besides that one part in that one chapter, I forget which chapter it is, like 9 or 10, um, or whichever one, where you had to have certain abilities in order to progress.
I think that was 7
7, okay. Yeah.
because when I was on that chapter, I'm pretty sure it was 7 where you had to, like, run through the cave and stuff
Yes, you
like
had to
that
do
and
the
have all those
cave,
abilities.
and then there's one for, like, getting rid of, like, vines or something too.
I was so
Um,
close to quitting.
yeah, because I think I warned you about that.
You did.
Yeah,
You told me ahead of time, and I thought I was good on
yeah.
my affinity chart and stuff. I wasn't even close. It took me forever, and I would use, like, the specific, items to, like, pull blades, like,
Mhm.
of that genre. I would never get them
Yeah,
to be able to do stuff properly. Like, I got so messed up in chapter 7, like, I really thought I was gonna quit the
I thought
game
so
and just
too.
watch the cutscenes.
I really thought so as well, but, like, as most RPGs do, honestly, most modern RPGs do, there is that, "Here, let's artificially make the game difficult to make it longer." Um,
That one chapter every time.
like, I'm playing, Infinite Wealth, the latest,
Oh,
Yakuza,
yeah.
Ryoga Gotoku, and there's certain parts of this game where I feel like I'm fighting every enemy, and then there's
Oh.
certain parts where it's just like, "Alright, do you wanna go to this next place? Here's the level you should be," which is, like, 3 levels above what I am, and my rank is, like, 3 above than what I am right now, but I'm like, "I'm not avoiding fights, I'm fighting things." I don't know why I'm not the level that they want me to be. So I have to go and just run into things because that one's a turn-based one. So I'm just running into
Yeah.
things and just grinding and just fighting. And so I turn on like a podcast or something and listen while I'm doing that, which isn't the
Yeah, I
worst thing in
watch
the world.
TV when I grind a
Yeah.
game.
But the problem is with that, and especially 7, as you'll see eventually, but who knows with you. Um,
I
I
know.
I don't
You're
like the
tempting me to
grinding.
okay, I don't mind grinding, especially after playing 10 this past year.
Yeah.
I spent hours off stream just grinding in 10. So I'm not completely against it, but you are making me want to skip like 3, 4, 5, and 6 and just move on to the 7 series of Yakuza.
No, you can't do that though, because those are
Ugh.
3, 4, 5, 6 might be my number 2. I forget. I have to look at my list, but like 6 is so good. Yeah, I think
I know
4 is
it's
my
gonna
number
be
1.
good. I just have so many to play. I just want to play the
Yeah.
new pirate game. That's all I want to do.
So that's why I'm playing this Infinite Wealth, because I want to try to beat it before Pirates, because I've never been like on the same page. Like when a new game comes out, I'm always like 1
Same.
or 2
I want to
behind.
be in the loop.
Yeah, and like I'm on like chapter 6 or 7 right now of Infinite Wealth, so we'll see how far I get with that. But yeah, Xenoblade is a game. Xenoblade 3. So yeah, I didn't play Torna because I stopped because you said like, listen, it's not really worth it. So.
It just takes too much time to get through all the community
and
stuff.
I bought that game from Canada because I did that one stupid thing, and like I bought it from, what was it, VGP or whatever. I might have sent you that
Yeah.
too. And so I bought that, and I bought Persona 5 for PS5 since I couldn't find that anywhere. And so, or at least for a good price, I should say. It was like
Yeah,
$20.
that's weird.
And so I bought Torna, and it was sealed and it was brand new, so it had the DLC codes in there, so I could type them in. And then I also had whatever else I bought. And I was just waiting because I was like, oh, I shouldn't play 3 yet because Torna. I shouldn't do this because of Torna. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to play 3 because I'm not going to find Torna in a while. And then I tried to go back to Torna after I started like a tiny bit of 3, and no, I can't do this now.
If you're just limited on time, I just told everybody else, just watch the cutscenes.
It's not that I'm limited on
Torna.
time. Like I really did enjoy the Torna gameplay and stuff, but if it's not worth my time, then I don't think I should give it my time.
No, and the final battle was a joke too. I think I beat it in like 2 minutes because you do all the community stuff, so you get all the experience and whatnot. So you're kind of like overpowered. So like, yeah, the finale was like 2 minutes for me. Like I got through the battle, and the cutscene's really good for the finale, but it wasn't long enough in my opinion.
Okay. So let's go back to 3 here. We can kind of, I get, not necessarily wrap up, but like wrap up our Xenoblade discussion. And so 3 is an overhyped game. It is very overhyped. We enjoyed it, I would say. We both enjoyed the game. What? I'm trying to be nice.
I know. Careful with your wording.
Try and be nice. At the same time, I don't know if I want to be nice. You know, I'm the guy who says I hate Skyrim. So,
I've never played Skyrim. I know it's janky, but everybody loves it.
It's not a good game. It's like I love Fallout 3, but like Fallout 3 is like janky as well, you know? Just one's dragons and one's apocalypse. So with Xenoblade 3, why do you think... Okay, I got my...
I know what you're trying to ask, but like it's hard to...
How many of the fans of Xenoblade 3 do you think have actually played 1 and 2 and or Torna?
Not even half.
Okay, thank you.
Not even half. I would say if I'm giving like an accurate percentage, I would say like 25 to 30%.
I'm curious if they also played the DLC. Because I don't think they're going to understand anything from that DLC.
You would be so out of the loop, it would just be spoilers.
You're out of the loop with 3 as well.
Yeah. You wouldn't be horribly out of the loop, but it definitely wouldn't make a significant impact on why you even played 3.
All right. People listening, whatever, watching, spoilers. Spoilers are happening. Because I want to complain about 3, so it's gonna be a great time. All right, so I thought it was so cool when we saw Xenoblade 2 characters, and like when we saw Melia. I was like, wait, is that
Mhm.
Melia? What is happening? This is super cool and neat. And then they don't do anything with it. Like, they don't
Yeah.
do anything at all. The only thing you see is the meme picture that I've seen before at the end, because I thought it was part of the DLC, but it's not. It was part of the end of this game where you just see Rex. It's just like, yo, what's up? I had a kid with everybody. And it's like, this is the stupidest harem anime, like ending ever.
I have that picture right here
Oh
on
my
my shelf. I got it as a gag gift for Christmas, and I was so mad.
It's
I
so
was so mad.
stupid.
No, because the finale, I love the finale of 3. Like, the finale saved the game for
Yeah,
me
it did.
because it went back to 2 characters. But then I saw that picture, and it
Yeah.
ruined everything. Ruined everything for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because she looks at the picture and looks fondly at it. I'm like, why are you looking fondly at this weird relationship that you all
Oh my
I
god.
don't
I
get
I
it. And like
really
that's
wanna
not the
play
end
the
of
DLC.
that's not the end of 2. Like the end of 2 wasn't like romantic at all. If anything, he had romance for Pyra.
I
I
love you
can't think of names.
guys.
Yeah.
Well, he loves everybody, remember?
Yeah, that's true. So I guess and then it is canon. Yeah, you're right. He does just have kids with everyone. Even Zeke
No,
probably.
because when that part came up when I was streaming 3, everybody in my chat was like, "I love you and you guys," when he says that to Nia, and
Mhm.
I was dying. I was hysterically dying. I was like, "I'm so mad." I was like, "I feel like I got trolled by the game."
You did, and maybe that was just them trolling us, but I just feel like wimpy wimpy little kid. No, no way. No way that happened.
I don't know.
This is
Yeah,
just
I
this
I
is
need to play the DLC.
some fan fiction, like some creator insertion or whatever, you know what I mean? Like
I need answers.
yeah, exactly. It was really weird, but like seeing but yeah, seeing Xenoblade 2 characters, like that's when the game I thought was going to ramp up. But then
Mhm.
it does have that lull right after that. Like you said,
Yeah.
a long lull. Very, very
I'm so
long.
butthurt about it.
I did all of the except the last person that I couldn't find because I think he's special. I've done all of the heroes. I've gotten all the heroes except the last one.
Oh, I
Um
skipped 2, I think, the last 2 of them.
okay. One of them's interesting. I don't know. Did you get the guy who is technically bad?
The pirate guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually really like that.
Yeah.
That quest and the Miyabi one
Yeah.
are probably my favorites.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, I never got the last one because I kept saying, I was like, oh my gosh, his silhouette looks really cool and different.
Mhm.
But then everybody was telling me his fighting system is kind of like the pirate ones where it's
Mhm.
like really complicated with all that tutorial. I didn't even use a couple of the
Yeah.
heroes because I did not understand the tutorial.
I had like 3 healers on my teams at all times.
I did too.
Just because like there are certain parts of the game where there's like, all right, we're just gonna one hit KO you, and this
You played
no.
on normal, right?
I think I played on easy at a certain point. I think near the end, I was just like, I just want to get out of this game.
Yeah, I played easy the whole time. There was like a few times where I needed to heal like 3 healers, but I think I mainly used 2.
Hmm.
But there'd be some BS thing that would happen and I would just get killed in 2 seconds. I was like, I'm on easy mode.
Yeah. I think I played. Yeah, I think that's what I did with most of these games. Two, I think I switched to easy near the end because I was just getting tired of just dying to a main boss.
Yeah, I
Um,
died multiple times.
and then in one at that halfway point, I was like, I don't understand the system. So I just went easy, and then I was still having trouble. But the good
Yeah.
thing was is that like because I did normal and then easy, I still had like more experience that I feel than what I was supposed to for a little bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
so like for a bit I was just cruising along because I was just over leveled for what they thought I was going to be, I guess.
Oh, I
Um
didn't think about that. Hmm.
so but like yeah. So but Yeah, I'm curious if when we both revisit 3 in the DLC, what we think of that. And I feel like that's a separate enough thing to where that's not 3. It's kind of like with Torna, except they didn't
Yeah,
release it as a own cart for some reason. Um,
I know.
Even though I think it's longer than Torna. Um, but
I know. I wish they did that.
yeah, I would love that. So with Xeno in general, do you have plans? I guess you did talk about on your streams and stuff. Do you have plans then to play at least like Xenogears or something like that here in the
You
future?
know, I was going to like I was gonna continue with all the rest of the Xeno saga, but I have like the worst luck with emulating for
Hmm.
some reason. No matter how I go about it, it just like I feel like it always crashes on me on my
Yeah.
computer. I did just upgrade my computer, so maybe I won't have the problem now, but I would cry if I was playing an older game where you don't have a save point every 2 minutes
Yeah.
and then it crashes on me.
Yeah.
And then, the original games are a little pricey, and then I have to figure out how to hook up my PS2 to my stream and stuff, so I was just like, "I'll get to them one of these days."
Hmm.
But, yeah, I was getting really burnt out on just traditional fantasy JRPGs,
Yeah.
so that's why I went to Yakuza,
Yeah.
and now I'm hooked because I love drama.
It's
Like,
so
I
good.
love really good, like, realistic drama.
Yep.
Like, the drama in the Xenoblade games is good, but, like, I'm ready to move on. I've
Yeah.
been a fantasy style JRPG streamer for,
Yeah.
like, how
Exactly.
many years now? Like, I'm burnt out.
Yeah. It's
Like,
like you're
I'm
watching
done.
a TV, like a live action TV drama essentially um with
Yes.
Yakuza, like when you're watching the actual cutscenes. Like it takes itself way too seriously, and then you get to those
Mhm.
stupid, wacky side quests. Um,
No, that's what I love
yeah,
about it. I wish more. Well, okay, maybe that's why I like Xenoblade 2 so much
yeah, because it
because
is
it's
wacky and
it's
serious.
stupid. Like I
Yeah,
love it. It has its really serious moments, but then there's like a lot of funny anime style
yeah,
moments in it, and that's why I love 2.
yeah,
So
definitely. Whereas with
that's what I'm
3,
moving on with.
yeah, whereas with 3, like yeah, they're all blank slates on purpose because they're all just children of war. But
Mhm.
you don't get the same types of
There's like no humor.
yeah, there is almost no humor, and
Like
the
Lands gives a few funny, sassy sayings or something, but that's like kind of it.
like the only humor I would say is more for us than the actual characters themselves experiencing
Yeah.
it. Like where you're just like, oh, you're so desensitized by war, you're all just bathing together. That's kind of weird, but whatever. um like
Yeah.
just like stuff like that, like they don't understand. And then until like, again, we talk about spoilers, but like until like they're in like the city and they realize like this is how kids are made. Kids are made, you know what I
Yes.
mean? But like they finally like realize like, oh, we're human, we have shame, we have humility, we have all these things. And then
Mhm.
there's humor to that to a degree, but they don't touch on that enough to really make them
No.
good.
It's more like they're just blindsided by all of it. There's not really humor
Yeah.
to it, which is fine. I'm fine with playing super serious games, but it was just so different compared to the first 2.
Yeah, because even 1 had humor. The
Yeah,
first game did. Yeah, for sure.
with Shulk and, Ryan. I
Yeah,
love
it's
Ryan.
Ryan. It's
He's a
Ryan
hoot.
time. Yeah, that's the thing I know because I did
Uh,
play most of that game dubbed or whatever back on the Wii. Um, but okay, cool. I guess I don't really want to talk about Xenoblade, but okay. So with Xeno, so yeah, you're not gonna go for any of those. So you're doing Yakuza, Ryoga Gotoku. I call them Ryoga
mhm.
Gotoku now, because now they're called Like a Dragon, and that's what that
Yeah.
means. And so if I just say that, that's the catch-all for every single series. I sound pretentious, but like that's what I do.
I'm
So
too lazy to remember that.
yeah, or you can just come RGG games.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's what I usually hear.
yeah, because
It's just
like
RGG.
yeah, because like that's a studio, and then that's what they're
Mhm.
called. But on your journey of that, I'm assuming you're just gonna play mainline stuff first, and then maybe go to side stuff later if you
With
enjoy it.
Yakuza,
Yeah, so like Ishin or with the
Judgment.
Judgment, Lost Judgment, that kind of stuff.
I would love to play those. I'm actually really interested in Ishin
Hmm.
just because I've seen like the get-ups and stuff like they
It's fun.
wear.
Yeah.
It looks really fun. I just can't see myself getting to those like probably years from now.
Yeah. And you
Like if
shouldn't,
I'm being
because there's certain
realistic.
characters in those that like Ishin especially, it's telling Japanese folklore or Japanese
Mhm.
history, but with those characters. And so there's certain characters where they substitute where it's like, oh, Majima's this guy, Kiryu is this
Mhm.
guy. And so there's a certain point, I think maybe up until maybe 4 or 5, where then you would have met all the characters. Um,
Okay.
I think I would have to double check because I think Ishin, or maybe that's the other one, but one of them or both of them used to be PS3 games. So
Oh, I think I did hear something about that.
yeah, so there's that, and then yeah, Judgment were PS4 games and now PS5. So
Yeah, it's
um
gonna take me forever to get through this series. We were counting how many games I have to get through and stream the other day, and I just don't
yeah,
see it being possible, but we'll try.
yeah.
Uh,
What you have to do, jeez, I'm trying to reach over here. Uh, play these sometime. These are
Answer those.
PSP.
Oh, I've seen these before.
Um, so these have fan translations online, so I'm thinking about hooking it up and playing
That'd
through
be
them.
cool.
Yeah, so like the new characters and everything too. So I don't know who all these people are. Um,
Yeah.
so it's interesting because like uh that series has such a huge cast of characters and so many different
Mhm.
like clans and like stuff that isn't touched on, that you could really continue this series and not use Kiryu, not use Kasuga, like the new guy. You
Yeah.
could just do side stories like this. And I'm shocked that they're not trying that still, but
I don't know.
it's just weird because like these are stuck on PSP and they're Japanese only. So I
Yeah.
mean, Ishin was Japanese only until last
What?
year, a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was like, was a year or two ago?
Yeah. So and then there's another one that's more like feudal Japan as well. I think it's like Kenzan or something like that. Um,
Oh,
it's
yeah, I don't
also
think
PS3.
that one didn't get talked about a lot, right?
Yeah, because I confuse it with Ishin because they're kind of the same ish.
Same style.
Yeah, but yeah, you got a lot on your plate, so I'm happy that you
I
enjoy.
know.
I'm happy that you enjoy it.
I wish I started like a year ago.
But then you wouldn't have beaten Xenoblade, you know?
No, that's true, and that was another thing I goofed up on was Xenoblade. I played one, like, a long time ago, and I wish I just went bam, 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 but I
Yeah. See,
didn't.
this is why I don't stream. I don't do I never did like big JRPGs because I get burnt out on
Too.
stream, and then I'm just like, man, I don't like this at all, but I have to keep going. But if it's something like Kingdom Hearts, then I love it. Or if it's Dot Hack is such a generic like PS2, not generic. It's just like a grindy PS2 RPG that it feels good. Like it's just really fun to just attack
Mhm.
things and go through a dungeon, go to a next dungeon, go to the next dungeon. Um, so like I like those types of games. So that's why I'm really liking a little bit of segue. I'm really liking Metaphor because Metaphor scratches that itch of like dungeon crawling.
It looks
Um,
really good, I just can't put the time in to play
yeah.
Atlas games.
Yeah, and like that's how I am kind of right now as well. It's just like there's certain games that I have. Like I got Metaphor recently. I got the 1 through 6 Final Fantasy collection for Switch, the re-release. I got that physically.
Okay.
And then I got Dragon Quest 3 remake, and then I got Sonic Generations, the new one.
Okay.
And so like I'm playing some of those, and then sometimes I'm like, should I be streaming this? And then I realize my own sanity. I'm like, I don't want to stream this.
No, you have to have your own games to play to yourself. You
Yeah,
can't force every game to be a stream game. It's exhausting and it gets old so quickly.
yeah. Like I have a friend who really wants me to play, and I will probably do these eventually, but he really wants me to play like Xeno Saga on stream and stuff like that, or like other stuff like that. He kept bugging me and was like, man, when are you gonna stream Xenoblade? When are you gonna stream Xenoblade? I love Xenoblade. I love Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 3. You beat Xenoblade 2, now you gotta play Xenoblade 3. I kept telling him, I was like, just go watch your streams. I was like, I'm not playing this. I'm playing this on my own, dude. And so now he wants me to play Xeno Saga because I own all of those. Like, I love to go through those, and the way that I've been doing stuff lately, which I guess is legal, I own all these games. I own all these games physically. What I've been doing, what I did recently, I took this, which is Xenogears.
Yeah.
I took this. There's 2 discs in here, and I copied those onto an emulator, and running them with better graphics, and then I don't have to actually run the disc off of my PS3. Like I could play this on PS3 because
Yeah.
PS3s are PS1s with HDMI, but like I don't want to. So
Understandable.
yeah, so like same thing like when I tested out my PS2 emulator, because I own all these games. I've been wanting to put stuff on a hard drive for preservation's sake, because like I own all these .hack games and they're really expensive, and so it'd be really cool to play .hack again in better quality instead of my
Yeah.
janky setup that like was really cool at the time. Like I was playing with a real PS2, and I had the RetroTink upscaler and all that stuff, but like that's a lot of work to do. Let me just plug
It's a
in my
lot.
PS5 controller into my computer and just let me play.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, so yeah, someday I'll play Xenogears, and Xenogears is queued up, so I might be doing that here soon eventually. But Xenosaga is also there because I want to justify my purchase. That's why I streamed .hack, because I finally got part 4 of .hack like that year or something, and I realized like I'm never gonna play this unless I actually like commit myself to like I'm gonna stream this, and so
Yeah.
then I actually
That's how I
played
get
through
my
all of
money's
it.
worth.
Yeah, so $250. No, I got it for cheaper than that. How much was this? Oh, there's no sticker on it. Never mind. But this is Xenosaga 3. I think I got this for like 180. So
Okay.
it used to go for like over 300 and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but it has 2 discs and all that, and has the manual. But yeah, I need to justify my purchases. We gotta play all these games, Michaela, and then we can justify our stuff, but then we just keep buying more games, and just
I've actually been really good. I haven't been buying as many games until I know I'm actually gonna play them. Or the ones I do buy, I do force myself to play. Like the shirt I'm wearing. Silent Hill 2.
Oh, yeah?
That game was $70. I hated playing it, but I beat it. Hate every moment of that game, but I beat it.
I've never played a Silent Hill.
I didn't either until Remake came out, and I struggled so badly. I probably would never play it again.
Is that the one with the dog alternate ending? And is the dog alternate ending in that game?
There is a dog alternate ending. There's like 10 alternate endings.
Okay, because I remember
I
the
can't remember.
original one, there was that. I just didn't know if it was in Remake or not.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
watched my
awesome.
mod go through all
Nice.
the endings. It was funny.
Huh. Cool. Well, anything else you're up to besides just Yakuzing? Anything like that? Anything else on the horizon? Any new games that you're looking forward to?
Oh, I'm playing Astrobot this weekend. game of the year.
It is the game of the year. It's
I'm
so good.
excited. I was rooting for it to be game of the year. I didn't even play it, but one of my friends got for me for Christmas. I actually just unpackaged it, so I'm really excited to play
Nice.
this weekend. Am I
It's
good at platformers? No. We're gonna
it's
try.
it's so good, and it's hard but rewarding at certain points. Like you'll be fine
Mhm.
on normal stuff, but when you get to like the extra little side things, they're short enough to where I feel like they're doable until the very last one. The very last one is like, hey, do all of this without dying.
Oh no. Yeah, I was watching a friend stream it yesterday or the day before, and she was getting towards the end of it, and
Yeah,
I had a peek. I had to know what I'm getting myself into, and I was
yeah,
like, "Oh my god."
yeah. The normal like modes and normal levels and stuff are like fine, but like when you're doing all the extra stuff, and the extra stuff is really fun, but like it gets really really difficult. So
Oh, yeah, I'm not I'm weird too. I'm not good at platformers with a controller. I have to do handheld, like a Game Boy.
huh, okay, so
I
like
don't know
2D,
why.
like
I
2D
guess because I
platformers
grew up
then.
that way. No, like an actual like Game Boy, like a
Oh,
Game Boy Advance or
okay.
like a DS or
Hmm.
whatever. I guess because I grew up that way
Yeah,
playing platformers, but like I can't do it with a controller. I don't.
interesting.
It's I know it's just my brain,
Huh.
but I like can't. I don't know. I guess it doesn't get me in the zone with controller. Feels
Yeah.
different.
How you feel then about like Mario? I don't know, like Mario 64 or something like that.
Okay, don't hate me. I never finished Mario 64 as a kid. I never
Um,
played it on the Switch either. I have it. Never
yeah.
played it.
I mean, Mario 64 is a really good game.
It's
But
janky.
it is janky on almost everything except the Switch version and the N64. All the other emulations feel off. It's because of the dead space in the stick. The
Mhm.
stick of the N64 is there's so much space in there for moving up and down that they really want you to like walk slowly, walk fast if you like do it all the way, because there's like a lot of like sneaking portions like again
Yeah.
like by that fire flower or the piranha plant, and like there's a lot of I don't know, like versatility or something like with the controller and the controls and stuff. But on like Wii U or on like the Switch online or something like that, like they just it feels off because that stick wasn't made for that. They're digital, they're analog sticks. So you might be better though with the Switch remake of that, because I think they do take that into account.
And I do
So
have it. I have that physical copy. I bought it right when it came out.
yeah,
Never touched it.
yeah, I mean it's definitely fun. Sunshine's a good game too, but like
That one's hard for me.
you need
Like play on
to
the GameCube.
what you need to do is plug in a GameCube controller with the GameCube controller adapter and play it that way, because it works.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
the analog trigger is
I
on
do
the
have it
GameCube.
for my game, like my physical GameCube,
Yeah,
but I haven't gone back to it because I remember being frustrated as a kid
yeah.
playing it.
I like you could definitely do that, or like I said, if you have like the Smash Bros like adapter thing for the Switch, then you can use your controller
Oh,
that way and play it on Switch that way,
yeah.
because there is an
I
update to make that work.
I forgot about that
Yeah,
too.
because I used to do that for some of those games, but and
Mhm.
then Galaxy just feels weird on Switch. I love Galaxy, but I think that's a Wii only
I
game.
struggled with it on the Switch,
Yeah,
especially the Pro controller. I had to play a handheld instead,
yeah,
like with the actual Switch.
that's how I was doing it, because I couldn't do it with Pro controller. It felt really weird and
No,
off, or just
I goofed up.
playing with the two things on its own, because like it you have to play like a Wii. That's how it's designed.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah, we had a lot of side tangents there, but it was a fun time. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, not a problem. If people don't know you, can you please introduce yourself and say where they can find you? And I don't know, do you have a schedule? Do you actually have like a set schedule, or do you like kind of change
I
stuff?
do have a
Okay.
set schedule. So if you guys don't know me, I'm a full-time streamer. My name is Gluten Free Waifu on all my socials with a little underscore between free and waifu. I'm mainly on Twitch. I do post my edited VODs on YouTube because my streams go from anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, and it's a lot of yapping. So I condense those down to about an hour on YouTube. I don't know
Yeah.
how it's possible, but I make it, easy for everybody. But I'm on Blue Sky, Twitter, YouTube, Lemon, TikTok, but I think those are all about to go away here
Who
in the
knows about
next
TikTok? But then
week.
I saw something recently, like maybe today or something, where people are like, Lemon 8 is also owned by the same like ByteDance stuff, so like
I
that's gonna go away too.
Confused because everybody was like, go to Lemon 8, so I did. But I didn't know like they like actually owned Lemon 8 because
Yeah.
everybody kept saying, "Oh, it was a sister app." So I just thought it was supposed to be like TikTok.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah,
it's
I've already
just
been
like
posting on there.
yeah, I think it's just like hey, we still want your business. Just go over here, and then until Lemonade gets banned, then we'll go over here and then go over here. Like I think it's gonna be like a tether like that.
Yeah. So the misinformation with that because I just got Lemon 8 like a couple weeks ago, and then everybody from TikTok's been following me on there, and I was
Mhm.
just like, wait, why did everybody tell us to go over here?
Yeah, I think I'm
On those too,
just gonna
but
stop my TikTok and all that stuff.
I
Like
yeah, I stopped posting on
yeah,
TikTok.
I think I'm
So
just gonna be like YouTube and I'm barely Twitter. Like our podcast stuff is on Twitter, but like I privated my Twitter a long time ago, just because of not political, but I mean yeah, political, but also just
a lot of
that
things.
well that place is just a cesspool in general. It's just poorly run.
I go on there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Like that's it.
yeah, and Blue
That
Sky's
is
really nice,
it.
but now I'm getting Blue Sky bots, and I'm not liking them.
Oh, I haven't gotten the bots yet.
Yep, I've been getting a lot of bots lately.
Oh. Oh shoot.
Yeah, so hopefully those go away or something. But yeah, they're kind of annoying. They don't talk to me; they just follow me. Thankfully, but
Yeah.
I'm used to it with the other things. So yeah, they can find you pretty much everywhere. Gluten free waifu. What days do you stream? What times?
Am currently, it might slightly change because I do go to school full time, but I am Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday around 1 o'clock Pacific time because I'm in good old Cali. But yeah, full time JRPG streamer, mainly focused on first playthroughs, but 2025, mainly the year
The
of
year of the
Yakuza.
dragon.
Yes,
Yes.
except it's the year of the snake. I was like,
Yeah.
dang it, I should have done it last time.
Yeah. Oh well.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Exactly. Ghost of Ben, are you still here?
Of course, I'm still here.
Okay, awesome. That's great. I don't know. I saw your text from an hour ago. But awesome. Well, this has been another awesome episode of Get at Gaming Podcast where we talk about anything. If you are new here, consider hitting that why doesn't this work? Consider hitting that subscribe button on YouTube to watch our videos. If you want to listen to us instead on audio, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, all that other stuff. We're going to try to start posting videos on Spotify because that's a thing now. And so hopefully that will do something. But we really like you to follow us on Spotify if you haven't already, because we're trying to get those numbers up, because then that helps with monetization. We like doing this for free, but if we could get some money, that'd be kind of nice. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Ben, do you have anything to say, first of all? Like, not even just the get at it, but like, do you have anything to say as the ghost fly on the wall?
Just the ghost. Just honestly, like this being our 5-year anniversary, just how much this has evolved. Thoroughly enjoy that. Also, I have been on her streams before. It is one of the few streams I like to watch because there's like everyone's so nice to everybody. So definitely follow her on where she is at for streams and everything else. I don't really have anything else, to be honest.
All right, Michaela, you know the drill. Get at it.
Get at it.
Get at it.
All right, we have stopped recording. We're still live, hello, people are just reacting and not chatting. How are you all doing? I'm seeing so many people like doing reaction things, and I kept getting distracted.
Like, was there mad faces for me
No,
talking crap
no,
about
it's just like
Xenoblade?
the 100% and the crying faces, the laughing faces, hearts, ton of hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, just all that stuff. No one cares about you. Like, I don't know. I put on a character for a lot of things, but I pull out my inner Greg Miller. I try to be really enthusiastic about certain things, like when I know I'm wrong or right. But yeah, no, Xenoblade has issues, and people need to learn that your perfect
Every
game.
JRPG has issues, but the fans with Xenoblade are just really dedicated.
They are, and they'll keep getting games, I guess. unless Nintendo decides, hey, we own you now. No more Xenoblade. You're gonna be working on our Zeldas because Monolith helped out with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom a
Yeah.
little bit. So I wonder if they're gonna be
Mhm.
put as like open world development for like other games now.
Could.
Yeah, but alrighty. Well, people watching, appreciate you watching on I almost said the YouTube. I sound like an old man. I sound like Ben.
The YouTube.
Um
That's how my dad says it. He goes, "Are you guys on those YouTubes?"
those YouTubes, the Facebook, the MySpace. But yeah, thank you all for watching and celebrating 5 years. I can't believe it's 5 years. How many years has it been, Ben, with just us two?
Um, I think
Like
I
four and a
think
half, 3.5?
yeah, I'd say like 4.5. I think like we had our first year, we got through, and then Spencer did a little bit in that next year,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Hey, this is just too much." So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy ride.
It's a crazy ride indeed. Well, everyone on YouTube, we're going to stop recording and stop the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. The VOD should hopefully still be there. These podcasts are also going to be split up as separate videos, so you can find those on podcast services. And yeah, I'll see you all. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.